There are two types of people in their 50s. The first type wakes up on a Monday morning and thinks, I have to go to work. The second type wakes up and thinks, I get to decide whether I work today. The difference between those two people was not built in their 50s, it was built, or broken, in their 40s. Your 40s are the decade when compounding math either becomes your most powerful ally or confirms your worst financial fears. It is the decade when debt either gets paid down aggressively or becomes a permanent condition. It is the decade when retirement savings either hit escape velocity or stall out permanently. It is, mathematically, the last decade where the decisions you make can still change the trajectory of the rest of your life. After 50, the math still works, but the margin for correction shrinks dramatically. The options narrow, the runway shortens. If you are in your 40s right now, this video is for you. If you are approaching your 40s, this is the briefing most people do not get until it is too late to use it. Before the strategies, the math, because the math is what makes the 40s uniquely powerful and uniquely dangerous. The compounding window. A dollar invested at age 40 has 25 years to compound before the standard retirement age of 65. At 8% annual return, $1 at 40, $6.85 at 65. A dollar invested at age 50 has only 15 years. At 8% annual return, $1 at 50, $3.17 at 65. Every dollar you invest in your 40s is worth more than twice the same dollar invested in your 50s. Not slightly more than twice. This is the mathematical urgency of the 40s. Not urgency as a sales tactic, urgency as arithmetic. The retirement timeline. If you are 42 and have $100,000 saved, at 8% with no additional contributions, you will have $684,000 at 65. If you are 42 and have $100,000 saved and add $1,000 per month from now, you will have $2,400,000 at 65. The difference between those two outcomes, $1,000 per month, $12,000 per year, a $1,716,000 difference in retirement wealth, from one monthly decision made in the 40s, while the window is still open. The 40s are not the last chance, they are the best chance. Miss them, and every decade after requires twice the sacrifice for half the result. Most people enter their 40s with income, ambition, and intention. Most leave their 40s without having moved the financial needle. Not because they failed, because 5 specific traps consumed everything they built. Trap 1. Peak lifestyle inflation. The 40s are typically peak earning years. The trap is that they are also peak spending years. Bigger house to match the income, better cars to match the title, private schools, luxury vacations, club memberships, home renovations. Every dollar consumed by lifestyle is a dollar that cannot compound. A $1,500 per month lifestyle upgrade at 42 that continues for 10 years costs you $275,000 in potential retirement wealth. Not $180,000 spent, $275,000 that should have been there at 65. The discipline of the 40s. Cap lifestyle upgrades at 30% of income growth. Direct the remaining 70% to investments. Every single raise, every bonus, every windfall. Trap 2. The college funding's college. Funding your children's retirement is one of the most common and most financially damaging decisions parents make in their 40s. Your children can borrow for college. You cannot borrow for retirement. There are no retirement loans. There is no retirement scholarship. The sequence that works. Maximize your retirement contributions first. Then, and only then, contribute what remains to a 529 plan. A parent who sacrifices $500 per month in retirement contributions at 42 to fund college directly gives up $430,000 in retirement wealth to save $60,000 in college costs. The math does not support the sacrifice. Trap 3. Carrying debt into the decade. Consumer debt carried into the 40s becomes retirement threatening in the 40s. Credit cards at 22%. Auto loans renewed every 4 years. Personal loans accumulated through the 30s. Every percentage point of interest paid is a percentage point of return lost. Paying 22% to a credit card while earning 8% in the market is a guaranteed minus 14% net return. The 40s mandate: eliminate all non-mortgage consumer debt by age 45. Not reduce, eliminate. Then redirect every free dollar directly into investments. Trap 4. The sandwich generation's squeeze. The 40s are when many people are simultaneously supporting children and aging parents. The financial pressure is real. The emotional pressure is immense. The households that navigate this successfully had one thing in common: financial boundaries set in advance. Not cruelty, clarity. We can contribute X dollars per month to support. We cannot sacrifice our retirement to do it, because our retirement failure becomes our children's problem 20 years from now. Trap 5. The career plateau paralysis. Income in the 40s often plateaus. The raises slow, the advancements start. And many people respond by accepting rather than pivoting. The 40s are not too late to pivot. They are, in fact, ideally timed. Enough experience to command premium rates. Enough years remaining to build a second trajectory. The people who walk away at 55 or 60 often built their exit route through a career pivot made in their mid-40s. Now the other side. The 5 moves that the people who walk away in their 50s and 60s made consistently in their 40s. Move 1. Max the tax-advantaged accounts first. In 2026, the 401k contribution limit for those over 50 is $30,500. For those under 50, $23,000. The Roth IRA limit, $7,000. Maximum tax-advantaged investing per year for a couple in their 40s, $23,000 times 2, 401k, plus $7,000 times 2, Roth, equals $60,000. A couple maximising these accounts from age 40 to 55, 15 years, at 8% average return, builds $1,730,000 in tax-advantaged accounts. Before Social Security, before any taxable investing, before any home equity, from this single habit alone. Move 2. Attack the mortgage strategically. A 30-year mortgage at 7% on $350,000 costs $487,000 in total interest. Adding $500 per month to the principal from age 42 cuts 11 years off the mortgage and saves $163,000 in interest. But there is a smarter calculation. If mortgage rate is below 8%, invest the extra $500 instead. The market's historical average beats a 7% mortgage rate over 15 years. The framework. If your mortgage rate is below your expected investment return, invest the difference. If your mortgage rate exceeds your expected investment return, pay down the mortgage first. Move 3. Build the second income stream. The people who retire early almost universally have more than one income source by their late 40s. Not a second job, a leveraged income stream. Rental income from a property, dividend income from a portfolio, consulting income from career expertise, content income from documented knowledge. A second income stream that generates $2,000 to $3,000 per month by age 50 is equivalent to having $600,000 to $900,000 in additional savings at the 4% withdrawal rate. It changes the retirement math entirely. Move 4. Run the retirement reality check. Every year in your 40s, not at retirement, run this calculation. Current portfolio value plus projected contributions for remaining years times expected compound growth rate equals estimated retirement portfolio. Then, annual withdrawal at 4% plus projected Social Security. Does that total cover your projected expenses? Most people run this calculation for the first time at 58 and discover they are $800,000 short. At 58, with 7 years remaining, closing an $800,000 gap is brutal. At 42, with 23 years remaining, it is solvable with a single habit change. Move 5. Protect what you have built. The 40s are peak risk years. Disability, divorce, job loss, business failure, health events. Any of these can erase a decade of wealth building in months. The protection framework. Disability insurance replaces income if you cannot work. An income replacing policy is not a luxury in your 40s. It is the foundation. Term life insurance, if others depend on your income. 20-year term covering the years until your portfolio is self-sustaining. Emergency fund, 6 months minimum. Separate from investments, liquid and accessible, ensuring no investment account is ever raided for an emergency. Building wealth in your 40s without protecting it is building on sand. Let me show you 2 real scenarios. Same income, same starting point, same decade. Completely different outcomes at 55. Household A, the default path. Age 40, income $110,000 per year combined. Mortgage, $280,000 remaining. Car loans, $38,000 combined. Credit card debt, $14,000. Retirement savings, $95,000. Decisions made in the 40s. Upgraded to a $550,000 home at 42. New cars every 4 years. Sent both children to private college by depleting savings and taking Parent Plus loans. 401k contribution stayed at 6%, employer match only. Never built a second income stream. No disability insurance. At age 55, mortgage balance $410,000, refinanced, reset. Parent Plus loans $95,000. Car loans $52,000. Retirement savings $280,000. Monthly debt obligations $4,100. Combined income $130,000. Can they retire at 65? Barely. With Social Security, approximately $3,800 per month. From savings at 4% withdrawal, $935 per month. Total, $4,735 per month. Their projected expenses at 65, $6,500 per month. Shortfall, $1,765 per month. Every month. Until they cannot work. Household B, the intentional path. Age 40, income $110,000 per year combined. Same mortgage, same debt, same starting point as Household A. Decisions made in the 40s. Paid off all consumer debt by 43. Kept cars until 150,000 miles. Children attended state universities with 529 plan contributions, not retirement funds. Maxed 401k contributions for both earners by age 45. Built a rental property by age 47, generating $1,400 per month. Ran retirement reality check annually.
Carried disability insurance on both incomes. At age 55, mortgage balance $180,000. Extra payments made. No consumer debt. Retirement savings $920,000. Rental income $1,700 per month. Monthly debt obligations $1,200. Can they retire at 62? Yes, comfortably. Rental income $1,700 per month. From savings at 4% withdrawal, $3,066 per month. Social Security at 62, reduced, $2,100 per month. Total, $6,866 per month. Projected expenses at 62, $5,800 per month. Surplus, $1,066 per month. They walk away at 62, 3 years before standard retirement age. Same income, same decade, The difference was not luck. It was a series of decisions, made or avoided, during the one decade that still had enough runway to matter. Your 40s will end. The question is, what financial reality they will leave behind when they do. Household A and Household B were not separated by intelligence, not by opportunity, not by income. They were separated by awareness and by the decision to act on it while the window was still open. The 5 traps do not require a dramatic event to spring. They spring slowly, through 1,000 small choices that each seem reasonable in isolation. The 5 moves do not require exceptional income to execute. They require consistency, and the understanding that the compound interest clock is running right now. You do not need to be Household B perfectly. You need to be more like Household B than you are today. One decision at a time, one automated transfer at a time, one trap closed at a time. The people who walk away did not build freedom in a day. They built it in the 40s, 1 month at a time, quietly, consistently, while everyone around them was spending the same income on the same traps. If this gave you clarity, share it with someone in their 40s who needs to hear it before the decade is over. Subscribe for more content that builds real financial strategy for the decade that actually matters.